Everyone wants the magic number. What should my calories be? What's my exact calorie maintenance number? Why am I gaining weight on 2200 calories when the calculator said I should be losing weight? Been on both sides of it where I've bulked too fast because I assumed my maintenance was higher than it actually was. And I've cut way too hard because I didn't know what I was maintaining in the first place. So in this first episode of the fat loss series, I want to keep it super simple and answer one main question. How do you actually find your maintenance calories? The first thing to do is to find a rough estimate. I'm not gonna pretend like we're gonna nail this on day one or day two or week one, but we need to have a clear starting point. You can use any decent online calorie maintenance calculator, or you can use a simple range like your body weight multiplied by 14 for the low range and 16 for the high range, depending on your own activity level. So if you're say 170 pounds, it gives you a starting range from around 2,400 to 2,700 calories. That's not your truth. That's just a starting estimate, so we're not grabbing a random number out of thin air. A big mistake that people make is they treat that estimate like it's the holy commandment. And it's not. It's just the start to a range that we're trying to find and put into practice, and the beginning to the experiment. This is the part that everyone usually skips because it's boring, and that's to actually test it in your real life. Here's what I do now, or what I would tell my friends to do, or someone that's a client of mine. Eat around that estimate for 1 to 2 weeks. Track your body weight twice a week, same conditions, same time, same days. Maybe a Wednesday and a Sunday is what I would prefer to do. You don't need to over track steps, but pay attention, see how many steps you're getting and see what your basic activity is, and then just making sure your training stay consistent through this period. Then we look at that trend, not just one random weight. We take the average from the week and compare it to that next week. If your weight is basically flat across the week, bouncing up a little bit, bouncing down a bit, but you're averaging about the same weight, you probably found your maintenance range. If you're consistently trending down, you're probably below your maintenance. And if you're consistently trending up, then you're probably just above it. Then you just adjust, starting with something small like 100 to 200 calories, up or down, depending on your goal, and just run that experiment again. That's it. That's really the whole game. And it's that simple. No magic. The other big mindset shift is your maintenance calories are a range, not just one sole number. For me, I don't think my maintenance is 2,763 calories. I think more like, okay, I hold my weight somewhere around this range, maybe say 26 to 2,800 calories, depending on how much I'm moving, how hard I'm training, how much cardio I'm doing, the modality of cardio I'm doing. Some days you're at the low end, some days you're gonna be at the high end. That's just life, and life is going to continue to life, and life happens. What matters really is the average trend, not just being a robot. The benefit of thinking in ranges is that you stop panicking when you're 100 calories over. You stop crash dieting just because one heavy weigh in. You can actually make informed, smart decisions about when to cut, how to cut, when to bulk, and where you're actually at. Then you can figure out how big of a deficit you're actually in, or surplus. When I did a sort of a dirty bulk up to 190, which wasn't totally dirty, I just wasn't tracking very specifically. I didn't understand my real maintenance at all. I was just like, okay, I'm lifting, I'm running, I train hard. I can just, eat more, eat a good amount, and it'll be fine. My weight shot up faster than it needed to, and my waist blew up. Then later I had to diet way harder, way more aggressively than I intended to in the first place, just to get off that little extra fat. And if I had just taken 2 weeks up front during that time, figure out my true maintenance range, and then just took that and sat a bit above it for the bulk, I could have actually still grown without needing to suffer as hard for it later by dieting down and risking the chance of losing muscle. So when I tell you to find your maintenance range, it's not a buzzword topic. It literally will change how hard you have to suffer later when you're trying to then reveal the muscle and tone up. So to wrap up, find your rough estimate. Either use a calculator or use the body weight times 14 to the 16 range. Eat around that number for 7 to 14 days. Track your weight trends. Adjust by 100 to 200 calories up or down until that flattens back out again, or you plateau a bit. Then lastly, think of maintenance as a range, not one soulmate number that you're going to hold on to the rest of your life. In the next fat loss episode, we're going to take that maintenance range and answer the next logical question. How big should your calorie deficit actually be? So you're not just gaining or slashing calories random, and it's calculated. So, hope that helped. And if it's a new year, new you, go out there and find your maintenance.